The New York Knicks, for what seemed like forever, have been a complete laughingstock, and coming into this season, expectations were the exact same, to be the New York Knicks, which in other words means to be a bad team. But the Knicks have completely ignored that, and right now are the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference and are currently on a 9-game winning streak as I record this video. And today, I just wanted to talk about this team and how much of a surprise they've been and what the future holds for them. Before we do get started though, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, as it really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new and enjoy the content on here so you do not miss out on any new videos. Plus, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and once we hit our goal, I'll do a face reveal. Plus, it would mean a lot to me if we could hit our goal. But with that being said, let's just get this video started. Now, I want to start out by going over the Knicks roster, and what better player to start out with than Julius Randle, okay? Julius Randle has been having a career year and is in the conversation for winning most improved player. And I mean, it's easy to see why if you've seen him this year. He's really improved a lot. He is a good scorer, he can shoot the ball well and has really improved as one. He's a good rebounder, has really improved as a passer, and is also a pretty solid defensive player. So far, he has been averaging 24 points per game, 10.5 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game, shooting 46% from the field and 42% from 3. RJ Barrett is the next player I want to talk about. And RJ Barrett, like Julius Randle, has had a really big improvement from what he had, last season. He's had a really good sophomore campaign and is a really good scorer and can also defend pretty well. He's been averaging 17 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, shooting 45% from the field and 39% from 3. Emanuel Quickly is the next player I want to talk about. And Emanuel Quickly, he has been a really big surprise as a rookie and is a pretty good offensive guard. No one expected him to be this good, and he's been a really big fan favorite of the Knicks, and I mean, for Knicks fans, and I mean, you can't really blame him. I mean, he's been pretty good this year, averaging 12 points per game, 2 assists per game, and he doesn't have a good field goal percentage, but he's been shooting 40% from 3, so that's pretty good. Moving on, I want to talk about Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is not anything crazy amazing, but he's still a pretty good player and was contributing pretty well, at least before his injury, as a good defensive big. He was averaging 8 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 1.5 blocks per game, shooting 65% from the field before his injury. So hopefully when he gets back from his injury, well, he can pick up right where he left off and hopefully even improve. So yeah, hopefully he continues to be a pretty good contributor to the New York Knicks. Nerlens Noel is the next player I want to talk about. And you might be thinking, Rahul, what's so exciting about Nerlens Noel? Now, Nerlens Noel is not prime Bill Russell or anything, but Nerlens Noel is a pretty good traditional big and has been a really solid player for them. Offensively, he's just been averaging 5 points per game and has just been a traditional run, jump, and dunk big, if that's how you say it. Sorry about that. He's been averaging 5 points per game and 7 rebounds per game, but has also been averaging 2 blocks per game and has been playing some pretty solid defense for them, and he's been shooting 62% from the field. Alfred Payton is the next player I want to talk about. Alfred Payton, he is not going to be the player we once thought he would be, but Alfred Payton, let's not get it twisted, he's still a really decent player. He can pass the ball well, and he's also a really decent defensive player, averaging 11.5 points per game, 3.5 assists per game, shooting 44% from the field, although he's not a great three-point shooter, so that sucks. But anyways, moving on, I want to talk about Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose has been a really good pickup, a pretty decent pickup from the trade deadline. The guy is a good veteran leader, and he's also a pretty, a solid backup guard for them, and, provides some scoring. He's averaging 13 points per game, 4 assists per game, shooting 45% from the field and 37% from 3. I want to talk about Alec Burks next. Alec Burks, in my opinion, is a really underrated role player who can shoot the ball well. He's been averaging 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and has been shooting 40% from 3 this past year. And to wrap up this roster, I want to talk about Reggie Bullock. And Reggie Bullock, he's not anything crazy, but he's still a really solid role player. He's a good spot-up shooter, and he also provides a nice veteran presence for this team. And so far, he has been averaging 11 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, shooting 44% from the field and 41% from 3. Now, obviously, those are just some of the guys, who've helped the Knicks become one of the better teams in the NBA. There's obviously, other players who have contributed to them, but those were the guys I wanted to go over. Now, this team, it is not crazy talented, alright? It really is not. But they do have a pretty solid team. Julius Randle is their star player, so he is obviously their main scoring option, plus they got good supporting pieces around them. Now, I do want to talk a little bit more about Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, and starting off with Julius Randle. Julius Randle has taken a massive leap in his game, as I said before, as this has given the Knicks a star player to help build their team around. Before, he was known as maybe just like a solid player, not anything, not terrible, but he had a lot of issues in his game. Plus, the guy was not anything, well, amazing. And before then, I just viewed the guy on a championship team as probably just like a really good sixth man. But Julius Randle has improved me and a lot of people wrong. And all I can say is that that's really good. He's improved in every aspect of his game, and honestly, might just win the most improved player award. And I have to say, he's my pick to win MIP, and well deserved. Well, I think he's my pick to win MIP. He's also just 26, so he still has some room to grow, and that also means he can be a part of their long-term plan. So that's also another good thing for the Knicks and a good thing for Julius Randle and the Knicks fan base. Moving on to RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, as I said, has also improved a lot this year. He had a really mid rookie year, but has taken a massive step. He's improved in almost everything, including his efficiency, scoring, and defensive win shares. Now, these are going to be two future stars for New York, and they're already making the future pretty bright. But an underlooked aspect of their success is the coaching of Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau has been a really good coach for them, and I mean really good coach for them. He is in the conversation for possibly winning Coach of the Year, and he definitely deserves, at least some talks and, a good amount of consideration to win that award. He's provided NYK with stability at the head coach spot and throughout the organization, which is something they have not had in a really long time. Not only that, but his defensive mindset has also contributed to the Knicks becoming one of the best defensive teams in the league, which is a big part of their success. Without him, they would not be where they are right now. And as for where I think they do finish, the New York Knicks to me will finish as a 5 to a 7 seed. And I will admit, as much as I have praised them, I don't expect them to make it past the first round or make a ton of, noise in the playoffs as much as I've been praising them. It's possible that they do, as, anything really is possible, but I don't expect that the Knicks do make it past the first round. But that really is not an insult. Even if the Knicks do lose in the first round, this year should be considered a success for New York. No one expected them to be this good. Plus, after seeing what they've been through, I'm sure the Knicks fan base would just take a playoff appearance. This team reminds me a lot of the 2018-19 Brooklyn Nets, a team with zero expectations, but they end up defying everyone. This season will also help make New York a big free agent destination in 2021, as they are going to have a lot of cap space, and given the fact that New York is one of the biggest markets in all of sports and one of the biggest cities in the United States, maybe the biggest, I don't know the exact, details and facts on that, they could definitely land a big free agent in this year's offseason. Lonzo Ball will be a restricted free agent, but if the Pelicans aren't willing to match the offer he gets, well, they could definitely pick up someone like Lonzo Ball, or maybe they take a chance on Victor Oladipo to help revive his career. Heck, if Kawhi Leonard declines his 2-year player option, maybe they end up signing Kawhi Leonard. But the point is, the New York Knicks will be a key player in free agency, and they can use that to help improve their team, even more. And doing that can help the Knicks build a title contending team soon enough. If RJ Barrett continues to improve, if Julius Randle continues to improve, if all the young guys continue to improve, if there's stability throughout the organization, if they can, land the proper talent, the New York Knicks in a few years could be back to contending for championships. All I can say is that the New York Knicks have been a massive surprise this year. It's been great to watch, and the future is bright in the Big Apple. But with that being said, that'll be the end of today's video. thank you guys for watching, as it really does mean a lot to me. Be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoy, as it really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new and enjoy the content on here, so you do not miss out on any new videos. Plus, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and once we hit our goal, I will finally do a face reveal, and it would mean a lot to me. But with that being said, I'm out, you guys.